Recording, Anji. So, good morning or good evening, everybody. See what happened. I think everybody here knows that Dr. Shan has been holding retreats. So, the last one he held was on the long Labor Day long weekend. It was a 3-day retreat. And there were about half a dozen participants. He wanted to keep it very small this time so he can pay close attention to all the participants. So what has happened is, I know I've had several queries from people saying, can you share with us what happened? Did anybody get benefit from the retreat? Did it go well, etc., etc.? So I talked with Dr. Shan, and Dr. Shan suggested, why don't we hold a webinar where the participants can really share their own experience with everybody? I think that is the best way to do it. So this is what it is. So I want to, and well, Dr. Shan asked me to moderate it as well. So first thing I want to do is ask Dr. Shan. So Dr. Shan, when you set up this retreat, what did you plan for the participants? What did you want to achieve? What was your goal in this retreat? Can you share it with us?
Uh, a very important question, Guptaji. Namaste, everyone. So, the last retreat, before this, we had a retreat. There's some around 18 participants, and it was good. I gave a lot of lectures, deep lectures in different parts. We did some healing, some special practices, etc. Then with that experience, I realized that it would have been much better if I had a smaller group, very focused group. Because when you choose a group, they have bigger group, everyone is in different levels. We cannot answer everybody's, queries. So this time it was very picked up, like hand-picked kind of stuff. They had particular problems. So smaller group and very highly interactive. My goal was to give them the best I could in that given time. Like they should see some transformation. Either it could be a physical transformation or in a mental transformation that they can take over and continue in their life. That's the whole idea. See, one time you heal and then they get some benefit like a physician doing things. Not that type, but whatever I teach, it should run in their DNA, in their minds, and they should take over and practice, right? And I did a lot of introspective things before, doing this. Then preparations. There are different level preparations. So last time I had to prepare some slides and other things. I have a lot of slides, to organize. But this time I didn't do that. I wanted to go in a mode and touch them with the mind level, with the mental plane, so some transformation can happen in them. And I believe I was highly satisfied. See, how do we know that something has happened? When after the retreat, you will feel like whole contentment. When it's not like whether people received. How do we know if they received or not? And they were able to process. A master can feel it. When transformation happens, you will feel like a very nice, blissful feeling, that you gave and this can transform them. So that with that confidence only we were doing this. And I strongly believe that each one of them got a level of transformation that is needed for them. And that will definitely change their lives' perspectives. Especially perspective shift is very important. For healing, the main thing is perspective shift. If they are like, you know, stereotype because of the previous knowledge that they gained from the modern things, internet, Google, all these things, they are just made into like a linear way of thinking. This is how we have to think. This is what everybody is thinking this way. This that perspective shift. That's the important part. I think that I wanted to give, and I believe that I was able to make it this time.
So thank you, Dr. Shana. I think that is a good segue into this discussion today. Now, I do have several questions regarding what you just said, but I think I'll hold on to this because I know Balu has to go soon. So I'll turn to Balu here. So, Balu, before we go through your experience retreat, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself? I know we have something in common. You're a Floridian, I'm a Floridian, you're an engineer, I'm an engineer, but maybe a little bit more about yourself, and then we can go through your personal experience in this retreat.
Sure, Dr. Gupta ji. Good morning, everybody. Be blessed by the divine. My name is Balu Veemburaj. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. I think it's pretty close to where Dr. Gupta ji lives. So I work in cybersecurity in Akamai Technologies as a senior director of operations, and I've been attending I know Dr. Shan for many years. 2013, I think I probably saw him sometime around 2010 or 2011. That period, I was attending a meditation session, and that's when I heard Dr. Shan speaking, and that's when I got very attracted to his speeches and his techniques, etc., etc. So I thought, okay, if somebody should be my not he doesn't like the word guru. Somebody who should be my teacher, and he's the right person I should learn from. And ever since I'm very fortunate to get in direct contact with Dr. Shan and attend a lot of his retreats. I probably attended like around 4 or 5 retreats so far in the last 10 years. I want to attend more, but given the time restrictions, it was only that much was feasible. In terms of the staunch meditator, I've been attending a lot of these morning meditations with Dr. Shan, and I learned a lot of techniques. So my goal for this retreat was a few things. So I wanted to kind of learn new techniques because, as Dr. Shan evolves, in terms of, his own research on different things, he also has a lot of great connections, and he learns new things in terms of Siddha, Marma, and all those things. So the latest trends in technology, right? So I wanted to get in touch with him to learn such new things. And the other, of course, the obvious goal was to be in a low frequency meditative state, like for a longer period of time with a lot of folks. That kind of elevates you to a different level. So I have experienced that in the past, and I had the thirst for that. So I wanted to go again and get that experience. And of course, after I know that this feeling after a retreat, how it feels, if you feel more energy or regenerated and all those things. I also had a specific stuff, mind body related questions. As you also evolve, you get a lot of these questions, and you need a teacher to kind of directly address those questions and give us clarity. So I wanted that clarity, and those are my primary goals for the retreat. So what happened? What happened during the retreat? As Dr. Shan said, it was very transformative. There's no question about it. Transformative in the sense. As Dr. Shan said, people come to the retreat, you get the healing experience, and without the transformative knowledge, you cannot sustain that energy, or you cannot sustain that habit or practice. So you need to have or inculcate that habit in yourself. So you don't have to, over the period of time, you don't have to be going to these retreats to get healed. You can heal yourself. So that was his primary goal. So basically, he was trying to equip us. Instead of he giving us the healing once during the retreat and be done with it, like he was generous and graceful that he wanted to kind of give us this technique and tools to do it ourselves. So that was the specific thing that we got from this retreat. So we learned a lot of things. We had a lot of satsangs. We learned a lot of new meditation techniques. We learned a lot of biomagnetic energy kind of boosting techniques, like improving our energy levels and going to the elevating ourselves to the higher chakras, etc., etc. He also taught us a lot of advanced meditation, and these are the things that we know a little bit, but there are simple things that you can do that can easily kind of take us to. You don't have to go and stick to the traditional levels of doing things, and he kind of gave us those tricks. And he also gave us a lot of reinitiation touches, the Kundalini touches. So that is kind of, we could feel the energy a lot more intense than when we used to meditate alone. And above all, we also had a lot of nature walks. We went to a reserve nearby, and the food was amazing. It was very conscious food, organic. He also took us to his garden, and we saw how he's kind of growing his own vegetables and food. So those are all very interesting, illuminating experiences, right? What I liked the most was, there are a bunch of things, being in the presence of Dr. Shan itself and hearing his discourses was in itself a very pretty illuminating experience. It's like, you're kind of you feel like, you're stuck with him for 3 days, and, you're getting pretty much all his knowledge in that few days, right? So that one-on-one experience, meditating with him, taking his initiations, going to the higher levels, it was pretty intense. The realization was pretty intense. The healing was intense. He was genuinely kind of, addressing specific problems, asking like what you really need, and focusing on that, and addressing the specific problem. That in itself was pretty intense, and I would say like a great experience. I also enjoyed the nature walks. We went to a reserve, as I said. We had a lot of tree hugging. We meditated by the pond in the nature, grounded ourselves by the pond. We ate like wild berries. I didn't even know that we could eat those things. So he taught us that, and so now I can kind of download a plant snap and kind of taking pictures of different plants and see what is edible and what is not edible. So spending time in nature. We have also went to a spring. We kind of played in the spring a little bit. All of this kind of got us a very calming experience, kind of enhanced the healing. So he actually, instead of kind of being in a closed room, learning a lot of this stuff, and then after that going out in nature, kind of enhances that experience, the spiritual experience. So that was something that I really enjoyed. Satsang was also very intense. We discussed a wide variety of topics. The gang was pretty. I think we were very fortunate to have like-minded people, who had kind of similar life experiences, and we were able to share our own ideas. We discussed topics from spirituality to life sciences to society. What's our duty to the society? Like work-life balance, how to work, and how much time we should spend at work, etc., food, etc. So we also made a lot of great connections and friends from different fields. So that's something that I would probably cherish for the rest of my life. So those are the great things I learned. Thank you so much, Dr. Shan. And of course, we're going to see each other for many years to come. But this is one step, ahead of what we were before a few weeks ago. So thank you so much for the enriching experience. Thank you.
Sure, my pleasure. No, you're muted, Guptaji. You're muted.
So thank you, Balu. That was very encouraging. What you just said, it clarifies also several things that we had in our mind. Just one question before you go. You talked about some healing as well. Any particular healing you want to share? You talked about transformation and healing and so many things.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of things we did. So basically, chakra healing is primarily with biomagnetic energy, with light, and those kind of meditations, right? So that was our energy healing. We also had physical healing. Meaning in terms of pressing the marma points, and he was specifically addressing problems in our body, like asking where exactly you have trouble, and specifically healing that chakra using some of the marma techniques. And I also specifically learned the neck chakra healing things. I have some problems in the neck, so I could feel that a lot of energy there. So he taught us some Kundalini-based energy rising techniques there. So confidently say that after the 3-day workshop, I could see a lot of changes in my health condition. Where I was having problems, I could see the healing was kind of a little bit faster. And some of the wounds I had, it was pretty much, I had a band-aid when I came, and when I finished the 3-day workshop, when I peeled the band-aid, I thought there would be some kind of thing still left there, but it was completely healed. So basically, I could see the transformation. I could see with my own physical eyes that, some things the doctor said like it might take 2 to 3 months to heal. It was healed in like a week or two. So that was really a transformative experience. He also taught us to some of the tests that he asked us to take, self-diagnosis tests that kind of helped us identify what exact problems that we might have, how soon it could be healed, whether it could be healed or not, what needs to be done to heal it, etc., etc. So those are the specific healing aspects of the retreat.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Balu. Thank you for sharing. So I want to move on. So, Dr. Shan, Balu, you just heard what Balu had said. So, did you, when you started the retreat, did you ask all the participants at the beginning what their expectation was? What kind of, did they want some healing? They want transformation? Is that how you started the retreat?
No. So the way we very, very casually, I think this group was like naturally synchronized. There was, what I really did was to just create a field myself. I started a deeper kind of meditation. I usually do that kind of meditations early morning, that field generation experience. So when we are in a group, we can create a very strong field. And when people align to that group, there will not be any problems. There will be only dialogues, no arguments. So if you look at like in some cases, people start to argue. Argument is different from dialogues. So these were very conscious dialogues. We started with conscious dialogues, and I was more of a listening than giving. We giving chance to everyone, and they opened up, and then they cross the reference, exchange ideas. So that is what was, the beginning. So I just listened to them, and then what they wanted, and later on the second, I decided, okay, I will, whatever you want, we'll go according to that. After, next day we focused on that.
Yeah, that's a very good way. I would think, personally, I would think that's a very good way to start. Listen to the participants and then tweak whatever you are going to do during the retreat. Make sure that the participants get what the expectation is. So with this, I want to move on to the next participant. Bala, are you there? There you are, Bala. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Bala, so I've known you for, I think, at least a couple of years. We've had talked, and I know you had some difficulty in talking in the past. And when I heard you when you just joined today, it's a big difference. Can you tell the participants here in this webinar a little bit of your background, and then maybe you share your experience in the retreat?
Oh, sure, Guptaji. I don't have a big background. I'm married, 2 daughters, lovely daughters. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, folks. I'm in the United States for more than 25 years now. That's my background. Academically, I work in IT. Interested very specifically, it is on artificial intelligence and digital platforms. So I feel the artificial intelligence to our intelligence. And I'm also a long time irresponsible meditator. I'm not like Balu. I'm a long time meditator. I went to different organizations for meditations, but my continuity or the continuous meditation thing is not as responsible as I expected. But I know Dr. Shan for 5 or 6 years. I always wanted to have a retreat like this with Shan. Or I didn't term it as a retreat. I was thinking it more like, okay, is there a way to see Dr. Shan one-on-one directly, so he can touch and show me where is that specific marma point, right? For example, you see him on Zoom all the time. I took his marma classes also. So this one was a good opportunity for me to be with Dr. Shan, and for continuously 3 days, If it is like a 2 hour thing, probably it would not have been that good, like I was thinking. Because it is for 2 3 days. At the end of the third day, I was thinking, oh, can we extend for 1 or 2 more days? But then there is a boss in my home where I have to answer to, so I cannot stay more. That is the background, Guptaji.
Very good. Can you, I mean, any personal healing experience that you want to share during the retreat?
Okay. Yeah. So, for example, I'm very simple in the sense I'm still on the lower realms of my life. I'm not in a high energetic states like Dr. Shan was mentioning. I'm still in Anamaya Kosa kind of guy. So for me, the number one thing was on the second day, I think within 10 minutes, I heal my shoulder. See, if you can see, I can lift my shoulder all the way. This hand, I couldn't lift for at least the last 10 to 12 months because I fall down while playing tennis. And while falling down, I just hit this hand on the ground, so something got here. It was not a very bad injury to go to the hospital, but however, slowly I couldn't move my hands much. So what was interesting is just within, it was not even a few minutes, but it was very painful. It got healed.
What did he do? Can you, I mean, what did he do? He touched some Burma points.
He had one one instrument, that needle kind of instrument. It was very blunt, but when he pushed it on this marma point, I felt as if he's putting a needle into my hand.
Wow.
So
Oh,
it
it was
was
in the hand, not in the shoulder, right? The
not
pain
in the
was in the
shoulder.
shoulder.
It was on the palm and it was
Right.
on the leg, feet. Nothing. He didn't even touch my shoulder. So that's. And similarly, like you said, see my voice. It was very bad in the sense of for the last couple of years. Suddenly it become like that. When I talk, the neck chokes. Doctors couldn't find why, but I still went to the doctors. Not only one, like 3 to 4 people in the US and a couple of doctors in India. Initially, they said it is acid reflux, this, that. Every 3 months, they give me a different diagnosis. They say, okay, let's try this. If not, then okay, we'll try something else. Because they couldn't physically find anything. So they finally concluded it is just my brain condition or something like that, where I choked myself involuntarily while speaking. So they just asked me, please relax. But in my experience, I was not tense while talking. What else I can do to relax? So doctors did certain procedures for this in my nabi for the sound. In fact, I talked about this condition to doctor even before also. We had some marma points on the tongue to release this and stuff like that. But in those things, I got a little bit relief, but then it keeps coming back. And like I said, I was also a very irresponsible follower, right? So I do for 2 days. When it was a little better, then I forget for next 4 or 5 days. Then again it goes back. Then again I go try it. So that we were doing for last 1 year or so too. But then after this procedure, which we did it on the retreat, it was on the Nabi, some name doctor said for that, I don't remember that name. After that, like I couldn't feel on that spot like I felt my shoulder. Right, this shoulder, I was like in the next third minute, I was good. I don't even remember there was a shoulder pain. But this one didn't felt like it cured at that time. But we finished it. But while coming on the flight, I called my wife to say, hey, I have boarded the flight. At that time itself, she asked me, oh, your voice looks a little bit better now. So Still, I don't feel completely cured, but you can see, right? The last 5-10 minutes I'm speaking, and there is not much problem. There could be a problem also, but not much. Like I
I'm,
said,
I'm I'm able to see the big difference. Actually, it is not going to be like completely. There was a period where you would probably go completely silent, meaning
correct.
like
Yeah, yeah,
but that is not happening right now.
yeah, yeah.
You see
I
the difference.
also, many friends said in this last 1 week, "Hey, your voices get much better. What did you do?" I'm like, "I didn't do anything. Dr. Shan did something. I have no idea." And those are the two main ones that I can see it got cured, Guptaji, within this week, right? Within the 3 minutes and within a week. And the third problem I have is with my eye. So I tell my doctor, very recently in the sense at least in the last 6 months or so, if I close my left eye, I can read everything okay, but if I close my right eye, the words will look as squiggly or slanty or stuff like that. I also got some eye exercises and eye murmurs from Dr. Shan. Dr. Shan said it is a little bit more longer process for that to cure completely. So this one I don't have a like when I see with two eyes I don't see much problems, right? Only when I do like this. So I have to explicitly test it to see hey, am I good or not, right? Now there is a contradicting thing in the sense Dr. Shan said, okay, we release that thought and we said it is gone, it is cured, it is cured. Don't keep on going and pulling it out and see is it cured or is it cured, right? But then if I want to test this eye is cured or not, I have to do that. Then whenever I attempt to do that, I remember what doctor said. So I said, okay, I'm going to leave it for a while. I'm not going to test this. Let's see. But I'm pretty confident it will be cured. Primarily because one of the thing I got was initially I was thinking, okay, this is one thing we do this for this and this gets healed, right? But that is not the case. The one of the new concept I heard, and it is not going to go out of my mind forever, is the compound effect. Right? There is no one single cure for one single thing because that one single symptom was not caused because of one thing; it was caused because of many things. Which means we have to do many things to cure those things also, right? For example, now I'm consciously, when I get up in the morning or when I go to some rooms, I'm not switching off lights on full power. I'm a guy, like when I open my eyes, I need lights on full power and that too white lights. Otherwise, I don't even enter. So now, in the last 1 week, I'm practicing, okay, let me work with the dimmer lights itself in the mornings. I don't need so much powerful light once I get up in the morning. So some of those unorthodox, I don't know unorthodox or not, but I haven't heard those things in other places. Those kind of points were very helpful. And like Dr. Shan said, these things came out because of unstructured setting. You know, this may not have come up in a structured setting where we say, okay, in this 3 minutes we do this, and any questions for 5 minutes, and that's it done. Then probably this might not have came out at all. This came out as part of dialogues over certain times. So I feel I see the reasoning for that unstructured format now, right? But I'm a little bit of structured format guy because, like I said, I used other retreats, right? So there will be agenda. So the only structured agenda that happened in our retreat is lunch. I was so doctor gave lunch at the correct time all the time. So
Delicious, structured, delicious, structured item.
yep, yep. So it is good,
Thank
and
you.
so overall it was my time well spent for the 3 days. Otherwise, I would have just gone for the parties and had some fun with friends, but then I would have damaged my body much more. Right. That's what I was asking doctor. Doctor, when you go to parties, they feed me all kind of food. What, what do you do? Right. And one thing I noticed is because of this 2 or 3 days talking, okay, we were going to check out the room that we were doing the thing on. Doctor was also there. I was also standing. This guy who was checking out the room is doing some work, right? Oh, my hand unconsciously went and picked a sweet which is on that counter. They had the sweet. And I was taking it and opening. Doctor was looking at me, but I couldn't see him directly, but my peripheral vision is saying, okay, so somebody is looking, right? Then I opened it. Then I was thinking, am I craving for chocolate sweet now? No. Do I need the sweet? Am I hungry? No. Then why am I opening and trying to eat when I have diabetes? Right? Then that thought came and I was trying to close and I was just looking at doctor. Doctor was looking at me. I was like, oh, okay, that's why. So I bring back my consciousness a little bit back, which was still following. Like I said, in the last 1 week, I didn't add much. No, not much. Zero junk food for the last week. Like I said, I hope this time I continue to follow by getting a little bit higher energies.
Great. Thank you, Bala, for sharing. So, I mean, you shared the physical benefit that you had, and plus the spiritual or mental benefit, right? So, the transformation, how you think. Now you're mentally, you're strong enough to keep yourself away from junk food. Yeah, that's
Just
the other learning. Yeah, yeah. So, Dr. Shan, I just want to ask, Bala said you did something which over a period of time, over a week or so, improved his the voice. So, what is it? Can you share? Is that something very unique? Very and nobody because
It is, it is unique. It is a unique thing. So we particular, we use a particular, the diya, the lamp, and with a special oil, and then keep it on the navi, and then we do suction. Because Udana Vayu is the Vayu that works upward for speech. There are multiple things. For a speech, we just cannot just go with this. We have to try multiple things with the marma, and then we have to do other, the air, etc. But this one, we did the marma thing for it. So if the Udanavai is not opened up, that's why we, within one shot and all, we cannot do this. We have to try different things to work out thing, And this one, I did only once. Bala need to continue this, and in the way somebody needs to help him because we are keeping a hard object, so it cannot fall also. So he needs some help. They can do the same vacuum and then he will improve a lot. So this is what, these are the things, because now I have a lot of techniques, everything we have to give instructions to carry on, do this, right? But every time a new problem comes, that moment I give some solution. It's not a prepared thing. So, but still I can definitely create a manual. The next one for people having similar problems can do that, right?
you did this technique because Bala in the beginning had shared his problem with you, right? So you knew that you
Yeah.
have to do this technique on him. Is that right? I mean,
No, not necessarily. I because that moment I thought of doing this for the Udana Vayu, I had a different technique for him. Things then we'll see. I thought, if something works, it works, right? We didn't try this technique. And then when I saw the vacuum happen, the suction happen, then I definitely believe some impact will happen on him, right? And he need to continue that. I think Bala will be all right. We'll be talking like us. I don't think so. It'll take much time for Bala. Maybe in a month or so, he will be normal. And he need to continue with this technique.
So, Dr. Shan, is this technique, I just want to go maybe a bit deeper in this particular technique. Will this technique take care of some other problems also, or would it only be related to this vocal cord?
It will take care of the pitta related problems also. Udana Vayu is one thing. Udana Vayu is like the upward coming air. And so that's speech, hearing, it will help hearing. It helps the vision because of the pitta chakra. Eyes also is good. And as well as digestive issues, stomach related problems. It will take care because of the solar plexus. And solar plexus gets if solar plexus are off, you can see the lines, it'll be a little off. These lines do not merge.
Match.
So if they don't match, you can do this technique, and after these techniques, they will match. It's one way to show that your solar plexus are fixed. So then you will not have other digestion issues and other things related to the stomach because it's limited to stomach area and related functions.
So is this similar to this Chinese?
Also pancreas, yes. Upper. Mm-hmm.
So there's a Chinese, there's a Chinese technique. There's a cupping. There's a moxibustion where they burn
Chinese
something.
cupping,
Is that very similar?
Yeah, it is similar cupping, but only we have integrated the lamp with the cupping. So cupping is simple cupping, vacuum. Here we are creating the particular vacuum. See, vacuum has a property. Each vacuum, what it creates out, has a different property. Vacuum is not all vacuum. It gives a character. This particular character, when you take the lamp out, it creates a different type of vacuum for healing. It sucks out the ama, we say, from the nabi, that is blocking the udana vayu that's coming up.
Right. This is the ama that we hear in Ayurveda. So that ama, which is really a toxin of some kind, and you extract it, right? And that's what will make a lot of difference in different organs, in different symptoms in the body once you take the ama out, right? That's what you're saying.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if Balu practices few things, that's why I tell you, don't rely on one thing, even he does this, but you have to do the deep, I gave him some techniques for deep belly breathing and, making the sounds earlier and integrating all these 5. See, if you don't focus, you won't heal. I'm not the healer. You are the healer. The individual who wants, you are the healer. So you have to integrate that techniques strongly, focus and take like a prescribed time. Say, I'm taking 3 months, I'm going to dedicate this for this particular problem, right? Prioritize that problem. Morning to evening, keep doing all the things that I gave. Definitely I can say, because I have done this successfully a number of times when I had different kind of problems. And for every problem, my ancient knowledge is amazing. It has amazing solutions, right? And you won't believe, this happens, and it opens up new things. Open up to you yourself. That's what happens when you are concentrating. Your problem is unique to you. Then you will think that, okay, I did this 3-4 things, but this particular thing, if you mix this, it's a new innovative thing that happens to you. When innovative things happen, that means you're in a healing space. You yourself shifted your consciousness. The doors opened up. That's how healing works. Nature need to come down and heal, and we are allowing that to happen, because if you take, that's a saying, if you take 1 step, God will take 10 steps. That's the thing. You're taking the 1 step. Without taking a step, if you're not doing it, practicing all this, how can you get healed? It's not possible. Right?
Understand, totally understand. Yeah, I like what you said. You heal yourself, right? The doctors don't heal you. Doctors can only guide you, right? Indicate to you the right techniques, right? But then you have to practice it and heal yourself, right? So with that, I'll move on to Muthu. I see Muthu is here. He was also participating. And I met Muthu the last time was in Pennsylvania in the Ayurveda conference. He's a great man, and I could see when I talked to him that he is a very experienced businessman. So, Muthu, can you introduce the audience here about yourself and maybe share some of your
Sure,
experience in
sure. Sure, thank you, Guptaji. My name is Muthu Jagannathan. I live in Philadelphia area, but right now I am in Atlanta. I came here for a business conference, finished it yesterday, so today heading back home. So Bala, you are not only irresponsible in meditation, you are also irresponsible in checking your messages. I messaged you, I'm coming here, you didn't respond. So
Oh,
next time I'm going to when I come here, I book the ticket and ask you to pay for it.
oh, I'm going to check the message now.
Very good. So I mean, I'm telling something fun, like with Bala. But I can tell you, Bala, you are. It's a dramatic difference in your voice. Like the first day I met on I think Thursday night when we met last week, and compared to that, this is incredible. This is probably close to 90% improvement. So from what I see. So I know Dr. Shan always takes 2 to 3 months, but I think a bulk of your improvement has already happened. So you just have to fix the peripherals of it. So I want to give a disclaimer for those who did not attend any of these 3 day workshops with Dr. Shan, because what we are trying to do here is explain to you through our words how the experience was, which is very, very underwhelming compared to the actual experience, because what we felt is not just with words, hearing, with our eyes, with our feel. I mean, when you are in a place with people around you and listening and learning, that experience is not comparable to listening it in a Zoom call or reading it in a book or hearing it in a podcast when you're driving. Okay, all that is good. You get some percentage of improvement or knowledge, but I always prefer. I mean, this is like a homecoming for me. Like to be with people who think like how I think. So it's kind of a finding people who are in your own interest, people who think like you, do things like you, and pursue the goals what you are also looking for, right? So this creates that feeling that you are not alone doing things in your home by yourself. Like maybe in some cases even the spouse may not be supporting what you're doing, but that doesn't matter. Like there are enough people outside, so you just have to take that extra step. It's not always going to be convenient. I know some people took a lot of effort to come there, and some people were very close to come there, then they didn't make it because they didn't whatever reason, personal reason, they're not able to make it. But I feel I mean, thanks to Dr. Shan for putting together this event. Like this is like a big blessing after meeting Bala and Balu. Like like it's, I mean, a lot of learning at the same time. Like we were having a lot of fun. This is it's just like it feels like as if we know each of us for a very, very long time. It's not like you just met at that time. Same thing. When I talked to Gupta ji, met Gupta ji in Ashvidya a couple of months back, I felt that as if I know him for a long time. So that's a power of this group. The information which we are getting really helped transformation. I think Bala also talked about it. Like compound problems require complex solutions. Like I always I have done computer science and worked in clinical research for pharma companies, like dealing drug medications, drug research, and all that. So they always focus on targeted drug delivery and see how that will going to cure. Like for cancer, like they just attack the cancer cells. Like the drug will attack cancer cells. And like I always wonder, like how and why we should do that. Like human body is very complex. It has so many things are there. Like, there are a lot of things that is favoring the healing in our body, and the Western science, the modern science, totally ignores that and then try to deal with it as if like it is a car mechanic shop. Like, body is not an automobile, right? So with Dr. Chan's approach, it's a comprehensive approach. So it is conscious living, which is the beginning of all healings, right? So when we did the nature walk and all that stuff, like, it was incredible. Like, the kind of experience you get there by doing that, that's not going to be available, or that's not going to be transpired in listening to a video. Like, we can take a lot of pictures and videos and share it in social media and send it to you, but it is not the same if you are there, right? So that's the only message I want to tell. Like, it's like, Balu and Bala has given all the information. So I have similar information transformations as well. I had some knee pain, leg pain, and all that. Like, I had this weapon training. I call it casually. It's a weapon. Like, it's a small metal Dr. Shan uses to press the murmur points in the hand, which totally clean up the knee pain. But again, on the same note, he also taught us, like, don't just treat the symptom, like, treat the cause. So I want to heal the causes that created that symptom. Like, a knee pain has happened because of sedentary lifestyle. So that has to change, right? So I'm working on it. So that was the biggest lesson I learned. For many ways, it is paradigm shift. Mentally broke a lot of limitation. Like, I have to do, one things like, you have to do a little bit of warm-up exercises before meditation. That was news to me, because that's the first time I heard. I always heard, like, okay, you can just, that's the reason why meditation probably was attractive to me. So it's a lazy way of, like, getting into, just get up and go brush your teeth and go sit in meditation, right? So it's not that, like, you have to warm up and you have to, so that paradigm shift, that learning alone is a big help, because that is going to change all the downside benefits that I'm going to get from meditation and yoga and everything else, right? So things like that, there is a lot of, I can list. Balu has done given a list. In fact, he has put it in the group. It's a very comprehensive list. Same thing Bala has done, right? So we can give individual improvements in our body, but like Bala was saying, like, everyone's body is your own. You have to come and experience this. That's the message I want to leave it to people who have not attended this and who are going to attend in the future. Like, you can pass this information to others. If at all anything I want to impress on is, come to this associations, come to this get-togethers more often. In fact, to that effect, I'm trying to convince Dr. Shan. I know it's going to be a lot of work and organizing things from his side, efforts from his side. I'm trying to convince him to make it as a retreat club, so that we can come here every couple of months and then get better, heal, because healing is a continuous process. Like, it's just like we're doing dinacharya. This has to be done at a regular interval, because we are learning new things, and we are at a different level when we come to the next retreat. Whatever Dr. Shan has taught last time would make sense now. Like, wow, he's telling something new, but it's not telling something new. I am learning now, because last time I was not ready to listen to that, right? So when the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? So that's what I wanted to share. Like, I am really very thankful that the opportunity came, and Arshan is very. I found the philosophies which very, very appealing for me, because that is exactly what I teach in my business side. I tell people that, everybody can be successful, everybody can be good. It is not just meant for Ambani's or Warren Buffett's like that. So Dr. Shan has kind of taking the same philosophical approach of making that, attaining conscious living is birthright for everybody, right? So it is, everybody has to. So he is creating that environment where we can learn and support each other. So now we have become very good friends, like Bala and Valu and all the others who can, and Hari, all of us has become lifelong friends in this journey. So we are going to have more people like that down. So I'm going to establish, I'm going to do everything in my power to bring more people to this group, so that, like, to help this grow, because it is good for us, good for our family, it's good for our society, and good for next generation.
Thank you. Thank you, Muthu. So, thank you for sharing. So, before I move on to any other participant who might be here, I want to ask the audience, does anybody in the audience have any questions for any of the participants or Dr. Shan here? Please unmute yourself. Otherwise, I want to see if there's any other participant. Hariharan, are you there? Because I see iPhones, so I don't know what the names behind the iPhone are. Any other retreat participant is here?
Do we have a date for the next event yet?
Yes, they've already put it in the chat. I think it's the 4th and 5th of October. It will be a 2-day retreat, 4th and 5th of October, in the same place in Binghamton.
Excellent.
Any other question? Anybody? Well, so I would ask, see, the location, it sounds a bit distant, upstate New York, in a city that very few people have heard of, Binghamton, Western New York. But I mean, I've been there. I mean, it's a lovely place, I think. But why? So, Dr. Shan, why did you choose this location?
Well, basically, I invite my, people to my house during this retreat. Most of the time, I show them the garden. My house is there because, see, people who have organizations, most of the people who have evolved, they come out of families. That's how they expanded. But I'm not going to come out of family, no matter what. I'm going to be the same Shan here, right? Because only then I can know real time things that are happening in our families. I can know what happens when kids get cold, what happens when women get period, how they suffer. We know those things, and we can answer. If you're a sannyasi, how would you know real practical things are happening? You can talk about something, but it's not very practical in family life. So I'm a normal person like anybody. I go to parties, I help them, whatever I want. I am being in my own space. Yesterday I was organizing all the tables for the Indian Community Center. So 2-3 people came and say, you're something different, your energy level is very different. Why are you isolated? We know that you're doing something, but and then they ask, and my wife said, he's been teaching this, they didn't know that, right? And then they said, we want to visit your house. And then 2 more people joined, and somebody they were looking at me from Facebook, and also they said, oh, he's doing this. So my idea is to show that you can be ordinary. You don't have to be in a big way or, promoted guru, all those things to really live a life and heal. Everybody has this gift. So it's not that it should be a Shanism. Shanism is very wrong. And I don't believe in that, because everybody has, if you are able to elevate, if you think that you are the only guru, you can become famous, right? And once you're done. That's it. I mean, till then you can say, you can claim a guru, but once you're gone, what you achieved is nothing. Some people will, praise you, etc. But instead, we can create elevated souls who can go into their own space. And because individual needs are very different, and the individual way of approaching the consciousness is also different. There's no one path. It's clearly mentioned in ancient sage scientists. They mention this. There's no one vassal. They call it vassal is the gateway. So, because you are, the uniqueness is also part of the consciousness. So, if you wanted to become me, like Shan, is never possible. You can only, that means you are not elevated. If you want to become like me, you are not elevated. You have to become complete you only. Then only you can be enlightenment, transformation happens, and you can go to in your niche area where you can open up your own thing. That niche will grow into a ocean, right? And that's how it should be the way, right? And that's what I'm telling everybody, that there's nothing called a guru. The guru is inside you only. It's not that, of course there is a guidance and all these things. That's a thing I do respect my own guru's guidance and everything, but it's not that, I have to just trust on them and, they are the only thing, but you are equally empowered by consciousness in this lifetime to attain that. There's no late, people say, you are not ready yet, you'll take another janma, all these things, and they will keep them under them. You have to go and fall into the guru's feet and, ever, and then, you praise them, guru bhajans and all these things. It's all waste of time. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, and I think the another reason I think you had mentioned to me earlier you want to do in Binghamton is you have much better control on the quality of food that is served to the participants, because I mean, like, you can grow the food that you grow in your own garden, you can serve it, and you can get the best quality ingredients and get the best cook, which is, I think, sometimes it's even your wife, right? Your home and yourself who cook it, and that's a good.
So, Gupta ji,
go ahead,
can I share? Yeah, I want to add one more perspective. I mean, whatever I mean, totally get what Dr. Shan was saying. Like, but my point all the time is like, it should be a little bit difficult for people to do this. You know what I mean? Like, so you're seeking knowledge, experience, understanding that was never available for you sitting at home, and having it convenient, like, only if I live in Philadelphia, like, it is very convenient for me, for Dr. Sean to come to Philadelphia. I can just go in the morning and come back from home to home in the night, and it's very easy. But I think it should be a little bit difficult, not too difficult, but a little bit. You have to take some extra steps to come there. And it's not a bad place. Like, and it is, it's not like end of the world. It's not like Antarctica or something, right? So you have some major airports and all that. I think these guys like Balu, like, they took a lot of efforts, renting a car, go to Syracuse and all that stuff. And Hari was coming in the bus and all that. It was convenient for me in a sense, except that I have to, stay with family for 3 days and all that stuff. But next time I'm planning to convince them also to join me. So my point is, like, for individuals who like to come to this type of events, they should be ready to endure a little bit uncomfort. That is part of the...
Come out of their comfort zone, right? You want people to come out of their comfort zone, right?
Yes.
And then you get greater benefit.
You get a better benefit. Exactly. You value the benefit and you appreciate it, how different it is. And, that itself is a lesson. Like, doing what I do every day, I'm not going to get what I want.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I understand totally.
yeah,
Yes, absolutely. I think
yeah,
it's come. I mean, we only cover now. But just next
yeah,
couple of minutes, I just want to maybe talk about the next retreat, right? And I
yeah.
see that it has been set for 4th and 5th October. It's the weekend. So just a little more detail. Are you planning to do the same way the next retreat, or do you want to give it a little bit of different touch? How would one retreat be different from the previous one? Uh,
Well, every
what?
time experiences will be different. I get the experience from the past, and then I do differently according to that time. That particular time, whatever happens, there is a need. I think that's the flow that I take that will help people. So even though we will have an agenda, but within that agenda, of course, we covered the agenda. It's not that we did not cover the agenda. It looks like very unstructured kind of thing, but if you look at like what I put it in the agenda, I've almost 95% covered, but from a very easy flow, natural flow. So we will definitely have an agenda for this, but I wanted this to happen very naturally. And what is the purpose? Looking at the purpose, I'm going to go a little deeper, very different way. I'll have a smaller group, probably less than a dozen, which is more. I mean, 10 people we can manage individually. But if it's a bigger group, I mean, I don't think so, they will synchronize that much, right? So even, that's good enough for now. And once they synchronize, for example, Bala, Muthu, this team who came here, Balu, they all got synchronized. They become a family now. So they see where they feel comfortable. Why do we go home? Because we feel comfortable. They are like same like us. Same way, they are now family. They are ready to go anywhere because they see their different. They are so much connected. Same way, if we feel another group, and then once we connect like them online, and then they are similar, they start to communicate similarly, then they coming next time, growing the group is not a problem.
So what
So
you're saying really is the next time when the participants come in, you will assess what are the needs of the participants. So although overall topics might be very similar, but the content will be much more aligned to what the needs of the participants are, right? That's what you're saying, more or less.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's
that
the whole idea. That's the whole
much
idea.
more personalized, right? Much more
Yes,
personalized.
yeah. Even before that, I will send them a form that they can fill. Once they register, we can send them a form and see, what are their needs, and accordingly, we can give the, therapy or the sessions.
And
Yeah.
that's where they get the very valuable value out of their time and the money spent, right? That's where they
Yes,
get.
yes, yes, definitely. See, I prefer I took the vegetables from my biodynamic garden. I meditate in my garden. Even the seed is preserved from my ancestors. The seeds, right? So I take it very serious on these smaller things and natural going. It looks like very small. You're taking a berry and eating, but if you don't know the value of it, you will not know. So you will never progress. But this berry is a natural thing. That's born God given. Humans are not creating. Humans have energy interference. Nature given has some superpower. So food is not to do with all this protein, all these modern things that they created. It is more than that. There is a high energy involved in that. So all these things, different things, the activities do will give a unique energy that can shift. That's what happens. A compound energy shift experience because of the different activities that we do that we normally don't do. Right?
So, Dr. Shan, I think this is a very good perspective. I think the another question is, and I'm asking this question because some people did call me and say that to me. This is about the pricing of the retreat, right? So I know the last retreat, it was 3 days and it was a $1,500. And the next retreat, I think you told me earlier this morning that it'll be $1,000, 500 a day. It's probably the same run rate. So it'll be a 2 day retreat, the next one, right? So, and people have said that it sounds quite expensive. What is what is the reason of this pricing? Is it because I know your time is very valuable because if you're giving a very deep healing to people who have had problems, I mean, $500 is nothing, right? I mean, if you go to a doctor here, even if you have insurance, the copay, etc., can add up to a lot of money. So, what is your perspective on? Do you think
Well,
it is?
I have always been on quality. See, by now, I would have I had so much opportunity in the modern mainstream education. I gave up everything, right? I would have earned, 250, 300K, by now, just with the modern jobs, normal jobs, if I, academically, if I had gone, that was my thing. I was physicist. I went to Harvard. I had the close opportunity. I got a instructor position almost. So I decided, when I thought this is going to be the job, and then I said, okay, let me start something else that fulfills my heart, just the brain, right? So I put in that time and effort for creating this organization. And what I am doing is to give like the time I dedicate for the retreat is not just like the time that I do a lot of things before to in a mental plane to prepare this, right? It's not a preparation of the knowledge, the preparation of the energy, and make sure that I don't limit myself to what I'm giving that day and even after that. My So the quality wise, I think they should not have a restriction flow of money. That should not be a problem. They should see one of the questions. There was a flight. Uh, you know, um, Technician. He goes and fixes. He puts a bolt. There was a problem with one of the flights, so he tries to fix a bolt or something. It's just like one thing, and then he charges some $1 million. So people question him, why did you charge so much? You just put a bolt. And he says, you don't know how to put the bolt. So the whole education that I learned is that if we put this bolt, this is fixed. So that's the knowledge that I gained for so much, and somebody else will not do that. They will go in a complicated way. So like that, my experience that I got, even though it looks very simple, it is very highly experienced for a long time. I know if you do this, do three, these three things, you can fix your problem. But if you, go a very traditional way, it may take years and maybe you will not have a solution. But I am going towards a solution. I know where it ends. And I'm confident about that. And I want to help them. And I know you can achieve because I'm going in a conscious path. This is how I'm taking them to that transition. So it is really the quality of food, all those things that I'm no compromise at all. No matter what, I'm not going to give any junk to them. Is whatever I promised, that need to be taken care of, either hiring or anybody, So that is thing, and I'm just dedicating my time A little bit of time I take in the gaps for my families, but rest of the time is completely immersed for the for the retreat. And no time. We were staying till 12 o'clock, couple of days in the midnight. They were so much interested, and they keep asking questions, and that's how that's why it's even though it's unstructured, but it is definitely overall it is structured. We look at from a broader perspective.
You mean there's a design behind the unstructure, right?
Exactly. You look
Yeah,
like
so
a chaos, randomness, but if you look in a bigger picture, it's all a structure, it's connecting. Yeah.
yeah. And you also said there would be an early bird discount, right? About $200 less, if
Yeah, yeah. So we
$800.
thought, 789 or something we decided. So for a early bird, so they can get benefited. But later on, we are thinking of having a, membership model after that, so that people can afford and anybody can come. So we are discussing. So Muthu and always suggesting, we should have a membership model which will work out very easily, and I definitely think that will work out very nicely.
I
Yeah.
think before you can roll out a membership model, you have to make sure that the whole website, the tracking mechanism is in place, right? So people
Yes.
sign
Yes.
up. Yeah.
Right. Right.
And once the tracking mechanism is placed, then you can probably announce the membership.
Yeah.
But I think this is good. I think this is a good overview. I think we've passed an hour. And I think that is very good.
Guptaji, I just want to make one comment.
Sure.
Yeah, even before getting the membership website updates and all that, if anyone is interested, they can. We will give them a form, Google form, where they can fill up details that they are interested. So just to show that they are interested, so that way we will have an estimate of how many people are showing interest also. And then once the website is ready, we can give the website.
Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I think I just want to wrap it up. So what we heard today is Dr. Shan telling us what he wanted to achieve in this retreat, and really the main thing was healing and transformation for each of the participants, and that's how it was discussed, and that's how it was rolled out. And you heard 3 participants, and each one had, I would say, from my perspective, very tremendous benefits from this. It was a good learning, and I think it's worth attending these retreats. You get much more than what you really pay for in this. Okay, any last word, Dr. Sean? And then I think then we can finish.
Yeah. So yes, Andy is asking, when do you get the recording? I think Andy will be ready by after this. Maybe later today. They're posting it. Okay. So yeah. So well, I strongly suggest, if you are nearby or even if you're far away, please come. And is not near and far is not the thing. One time you come here and get some real time experience. And because we will have more time in online, we are disconnecting after that, like after 1 hour, whatever, time. But when you are here, you have the feeling that, we are together, we can have a lot of time to discuss real problems, what is happening with you, and I can sense certain things. There's definitely a difference between, physical and for remote. But I can definitely tell you that all the problems can be solved using our ancient integrated approach. And I am ready to open to give you many techniques that is good for you. You don't have to do the entire thing that we're teaching, because the entire thing is needed for, but then first you try to solve your problem, take all those things that are needed for your problem, and you solve. only when you solve, you will start to believing and then you expand, right? Other practices. So that's you want to use the best time, out of this, the best practices out of this, right? So that's what I suggest. And yeah, I mean, you should be ready. It's not me. I'm always ready. So you should be ready to heal yourself and make use of this opportunity. So this I
Great.
can.
Thank you. And thank you for all the retreat participants, Bala, Balu, Muthu, for sharing your experience so well. And thank you for all the audience for joining. And thank you, Dr. Shan. And hopefully more people will come to you, come and benefit from the retreats. Okay?
For sure.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, IT team.
Thank you. Thank you.